Welcome to part number 10 on how to sustainably conquer binge eating. We are going to wrap everything up into a pretty little bow. And I'm going to share with you how putting all these pieces together is what it actually takes to sustainably conquer binge eating. So from all the parts that I shared, as you can see, there's not one thing that's going to magically stop your binge eating. There's not one thing. You are a multi-dimensional human being, which means you need a multi-dimensional approach. And I am the mentor for you if you're wanting to do things sustainably. I'm not interested in helping you have a binge-free month. Great, fantastic, but I want to help you change your life. And again, not just stop binge eating, but become the badass woman that you know you're meant to be. To be a better example to your children, to be present in your life, to live your life, to wake up every single day happy, full of joy, living a magical life. And that happens when you work through all of the key aspects and the key parts that I shared with you on how to sustainably conquer binge eating. Increasing your confidence, no longer binge eating intuitively, listening to your body, resting without guilt, having a healthier self-image, having a healthy mindset, like mastering your mind for a binge-free life, being able to be present at social events, becoming the healthiest person that you know. All of the pieces of the puzzle are so important. And from my own journey, the reason that I created my program Conquer, which includes all these aspects, is because I look back on my journey and I'm like, what were all the things that I worked through that helped me sustainably conquer binge eating? Okay, well then let's take all of that, let's piece that together and create one program so it's literally a one-stop shop for all of my clients who also want to do the same. I spent 10 years of my life restricting myself, fearing food, and dieting, which obviously led to these strong urges to binge. And it's really easy to think, oh, I don't have willpower, I'm just not trying hard enough. And it's frustrating when you're eating healthy, when you're working out and you love it. And then it's like, what the heck am I doing, eating so much? Why do I feel like this body is not even mine? Okay, well, clearly my friends think I'm super healthy, but I don't feel like the healthy one. And at the beginning of my journey, when I had these strong urges, I could sometimes not give in. Sometimes, right? Sometimes I'd be okay, muster up the courage to not give in, focus on willpower. But eventually, after giving in so many times, your urges become stronger and stronger and stronger over time, right? And willpower is not going to work. Telling yourself to not binge is only going to make you want to binge more. Distracting yourself is going to just make you think about food so much more. So I knew that I needed to stop giving into my urges. And so when I practiced this, one urge at a time, eventually the urges became weaker. I stayed consistent. They stopped popping up. So I worked through my urges. And then I wasn't binging anymore, but it was I was still overeating. And that's when I needed to get back in tune with my hunger and fullness cues. So I could be the person who can leave food on my plate or stop when I'm full. And then I was still mindlessly snacking in the evening. Out of habit, it was every night I would come home from work and I would just go straight into the kitchen and eat. It didn't matter if I was hungry, if I was full, if I was tired. It did not matter. It was habitual thing. It was end of the day. So I worked through my mindless snacking in the evening. And then I worked through my body image because I cared so much about how I looked. I was comparing my body to other people's bodies. I knew that healing body image would be a key aspect to conquering binge eating. So I worked through that. I saw myself for who I really was. I started feeling more confident in who I was. I let go of comments that other people made about my body and reminded myself who the F I am. I reminded myself I'm Lorna freaking Costa. Not what this person in grade 8 told me that I'm fat. Not that what this person told me. I started actually taking really good care of myself. And that's when I had more confidence. People felt my confidence. People felt my self-love. People would always say to me what are you doing? What workouts are you doing? And I'm I just fell more in love with myself. I just healed my body image. I healed my relationship with food. I started becoming more in tune with my emotions. I stopped fearing my emotions. And it didn't matter if it was a long day, I was bored, lonely, stressed, annoyed, frustrated. I didn't turn to food because I knew how to process my emotions. And then what happened is, I wasn't binging anymore. I was not overeating. I had a better self-image. I was processing my emotions, so I wasn't using food for comfort. And then I was like, okay, well, I want to make better food choices. Like, I've always loved eating healthy, and I wanted to be able to make healthier food and lifestyle choices. I wanted to reduce my bloating. I wanted to have higher energy. I wanted better skin. I wanted to stabilize my moods. I truly wanted to take the best care of myself. And I wanted to do that in a way where I didn't feel restricted. And that's when I started making more home-cooked meals, eating more whole foods, making treats myself. And I never once felt deprived because I worked through all the other necessary steps. Right? And then once I did that, it's like I took social events off of a pedestal. It's like I stopped looking at social events like this big thing, and then I started being more present. And as a result, like I shared in one of the previous things, it's like as a result of you living your life and being free from binge eating, social events, you're going to get excited about them. You can't wait to talk to your aunt about your life because your life is so incredible. Ever since I, started living my life more and making badass moves and changing my life and no longer binging, Andrew and I have been able to travel. My business has bloomed. I've gotten healthier. There's so many things in my life that I do that I can't wait to go to a social event and share, oh, this is what I'm up to. Instead of being oh, all I do is work out. I have nothing exciting to talk about. It's no, I'm living my life. I have so much freaking joy in my life that I go to social events and I'm this is what I'm up to. This is what I'm doing. And, I'm hosting this event, and then I'm going to my mentor's retreat, and then I have this coming up, and I have this coming up. I'm just so excited about life. Social events don't have to be all about food. It's when you're really living your life and you're actually living your life. You're being someone that you're proud of. Social events get to be the most exciting thing. I've worked on my mindset. I know how to stay binge free. I've turned my binge free days and weeks and months into binge free years. I no longer have the all or nothing mentality. I no longer sabotage. I've completely shifted my identity out of binge eating. I don't see myself as a binge eater. In fact, I was filling out a form the other day, and it was just for my pregnancy. And, they're check off all that applies. And, it's arthritis, high blood pressure, all the things, right? And then it said eating disorder. I did not click the box. First of all, I've never even identified as someone who has an eating disorder because I feel that's such a, I don't know, I just never really resonated with that. Even though obviously I had an unhealthy relationship with food. I've always kind of seen it as I had an unhealthy relationship with food versus an eating disorder. But anyways, I nope, didn't check off the box. Not only because I don't resonate with it, but I'm that's not no, that's not who I am. Is there a badass box that I can check off? Because I will gladly check that box off, So anyway, just wanted to share that. So worked through all that. And then I've healed my relationship with rest. And I've talked about this. Again, I'm a go-getter. I'm ambitious. I'm committed. But I also know how to slow down. I also know how to just be, go for a beautiful walk and smell the fresh air and smile at people and just take breaks and relax. And if I don't feel like working out one day, I'll go for a walk and I don't feel bad about it. I took a nap the other day in the middle of the day, and that would have never happened. I would have been nope, you got to be doing stuff. Now it's I can, just let myself just be. So this also is things that I help my clients with, I created my very first program. So in 2023, actually, I think I lied. I'm so bad with timelines, but it was actually 2022, I believe. That's when I actually first created my first program. It was a 3-week program, Stop the Urge. And that was the first program that I created because I was okay, if people know how to eliminate their binge urges, they're going to stop giving in. And then that's going to stop their binge eating. I'm this needs Everybody needs this program. So I created Stop the Urge. It was a 3-week program. Actually, I think it was a 4-week program. Then I changed it to a 3-week program. But it was basically how to eliminate your urges, how to be able to stop giving in, right? How to rewire your brain so you no longer feel that urge to binge. And that was incredible. And then after that, I was like, okay, but my clients are coming to me and they're still like mindlessly snacking in the evening. And then that's when I created Break the Late Night Binge to help you stop mindlessly snacking in the evening. And then my clients were like, okay, well, I'm no longer like binging or mindlessly snacking in the evening, but I'm still thinking about food a lot. I'm still overeating. And I was like, okay, we're going to create my program Eat Normally that helps you eat intuitively, that helps you quiet the food noise, that helps you stop eating when you're full. And then my clients were talking about like, okay, I'm having a better relationship with food, but my body image, like, I just want to feel good in my own skin. Like, I don't want to be thinking about weight loss and changing my body all the time. I don't want to be comparing myself to other people. Like, I just want to feel good in my own skin. I want to be in a body that actually feels like mine. And so I created Body Image Boost. And then after that, my clients were telling me that they were feeling so much better, but every time that they were stressed and overwhelmed, they would still be using food to comfort themselves. And I was like, okay, we need a program on how to stop emotional eating. So I created that. And then it was like, I had so many clients that were feeling so good with their relationship with food. And they're like, what's the next step? Like, I want to be healthier. I don't want to do it in a restrictive way. That's when I created Turn Up the Dial on your health and nutrition without messing up your relationship with food. And then my clients were telling me, they're like, okay, I feel good, but social events, like the desserts at social events, vacations, like I just want to be able to go to social events and not be thinking about food the whole time, not be overeating. And that's when I created the social food reset. And then they were like, I noticed that a lot of my clients had a very hard time resting. Like they had a very hard time. Like they felt guilty resting. They felt time slow. They felt it was challenging to slow down, you know? And so I was like, okay, permission to just be. That's the program that I need to create. So I ran all these programs. And it was April of 2024. Yeah, it was last year where I created Conquer, where I was like, okay, all my clients are joining all these programs. Like these are all the pieces of the puzzle, right? I'm like, I don't want to rob you with just being like, just join this one program. Like, I'm like, they need it all. Like, these are all the pieces of the puzzle. Like, I literally know what's going to help you completely end your binge eating. And I want to put it in one program so you have it all, like everything that you need. And that's when I created Conquer. And everyone went wild. They're like, yes, this is what I need, because my clients were just joining program to program to program. And they're like, I might as well just join Conquer because I'm literally joining everything of yours. Because it's true, like once you stop your binge eating, you want to learn how to stop overeating. Once you learn how to stop overeating, you want to, be able to heal your body image, like all the pieces. And so that's why I'm so in love with my program Conquer, because it's everything you need to conquer binge eating. All of the pieces that I talked about, all the different pieces of the puzzle. And then you get coaching with me. You actually get to come on Zoom and actually get coaching with me in real time so that we can work through your specific, things that you're working on. Whether it's like, okay, I'm still struggling with body image because my aunt makes these like nasty comments, or I'm still struggling with my mindset because I can do well for a week or two, but then I notice that I sabotage. Well, I'll help you in real time clear your limiting beliefs, shift your identity out of binge eating, see what's holding you back, like what's getting in the way. Right? And then you have our incredible community where you feel less alone, where you are celebrated, where you're surrounded by other incredible badasses who are just as serious as you about conquering binge eating. And when you see somebody that's like, oh yeah, I haven't binged in 8 months. When you see someone who's like, I went to the restaurant, I ordered exactly what I wanted, and I actually left food on my plate because I was full, you feel so much more excited to do that for yourself. Right? So it's everything you need. Literally like a one-stop shop. Everything you need to conquer binge eating. And I literally just get so fired up because when people join, I'm like, you're just going to conquer. I just know, because it's literally everything you need. My membership is actually included. So if you're inside of the membership and you want to upgrade to Conquer, message me. If you're like, this is everything that I need, like this sounds amazing, it's time to join us inside of Conquer. It's 6 or 12 months. You get access to everything you need to conquer binge eating. All of my programs, all future programs, you get coaching with me. You're part of our incredible badass community. Like, it's literally the place to be. There's no other place that you need because this is everything. I don't want to just give you one aspect. Now, some of you guys might be like, okay, there's just one thing that I want to work on. Well, then you can message me and I'll share the program that would be best suited for you. Like, let's say, you just want to work through your nighttime binging. Well, then you can come in to break the late night binge, right? You can join each of the programs separately. But for a lot of people, it's like, there's not just one thing I need to work on. It's like, I want to work on my body image and then my mindset and then social events and urges. So it's like, might as well just come inside of Conquer and literally get it all. 6 or 12 months, like you could be conquering binge eating. You could be binge free. You can be living your life, present with your family, going out for dinner and having it be like easy breezy, lemon squeezy. You can be in a body that actually feels like yours. In a body that actually feels like yours, like you love who you are, you love the woman that you become. You feel like this badass because you're no longer binging. You feel so good about how you feel in your body. You're the healthiest person that you've ever been. You're less snappy with your children. You're more present. You're actually being the living example to your children. Like, that's the greatest gift you can give yourself. So this is Conquer. Everything you need to sustainably conquer binging. This will be the final program you will ever need. It's everything you need. I'm literally not holding anything back. This is everything you need. And then you also get all the updated new programs that I run. So everything you need, Conquer is the place to be. So I will leave the link down below for you. You could also message me if you have any questions, but this is truly, like, this is it. We've had 4 people join this week. And I'm so excited for them, it's going to be incredible. And I just know what can happen for you when you really say yes to yourself, you commit to this journey, you're all in, you're like, I want to do this sustainably. Like, yes, like I'm all in, like I'm so excited. I'm ready to conquer. It's the most important thing for me. Like, I just know what's going to happen for you on the other side because I've gone through this process, like literally the exact process I've gone through myself. I've taken my clients through this process, and it's just inevitable that you're going to conquer when you really commit and go all in on yourself. So I'm so excited. Conquering binge eating is so much closer than you think when you have the right support from somebody who gets you. You have all of the tools, not just like one tool, not just like let's get rid of your urges, but everything you need to sustainably conquer binge eating. You're part of an incredible badass community who's got your back, who is literally a source of inspiration because they're crushing it. They're asking questions and you're like, that was literally my thought process. Thank God you asked that. That's happened so many times on calls where even I've had a client that came on and she's like, I don't really have a question, but she's like, what that person just said, I didn't even know that I had that question, but like what, Lorna, your answer to her was so valuable to me. Or those are the exact thoughts that I was thinking last week. Or thank God she brought this up because I was thinking that, but I didn't want to share it. And you just feel so seen. You feel so seen, you feel so full of hope, so full of momentum, and you're fired up and ready to conquer binge eating. That's the energy. Like, you're not freaking broken. Like, you're this freaking badass that's going to do amazing things in this world, and you are going to be that person that never thinks about food. You feel amazing in your own skin. Like, it is so close. It's so close. So I'm fired up. I cannot wait to support you inside of Conquer over the next 6 or 12 months. It is your time to conquer.